Hi. One of the things that I've been playing around with this holiday season is my Raspberry Pi here, and that has a little heat sink on it and a fan to cool it off. And one of the things that came out was I'm using a version of Windows for ARM here on the computer. That's the monitor. You can see down here it's written, let me see, Windows Home Insider Preview, build 21286. And up here it tells you, let me see, ARM Cortex A72. That's what the Raspberry Pi CPU is. And as you can see here, I'm running iTrain. So that was pretty neat to get that going. To see the my command station is the DigiKai DR5000. And when you first set it up, if you're running the the install here, it doesn't show up as in the configuration to select the command station. You have to end up getting a license. Once you get the license, then it'll show up in the interface. Let me see, file, interfaces. Let's see, general, or no, up here. Yeah. So you can see here it's written IntelliBox DR5000 USB local net. And then you have a lens, which is somewhat similar. I'm not sure if there's more. DR5000. Let me see. Here's that one. Here's another local net options serial. So just to let you know, you had to install the license key to be able to for that to show up. So that's pretty neat. But the thing is, I was very satisfied with this program, even on the built-in. If you use the Raspberry Pi OS, which is a Linux based, since this program runs on Java, here you would have to install Java also on this Windows 7, but Java also installs on the Raspberry Pi Linux OS. So this program will install on the standard Raspberry Pi, same as JMRI. The only the other difference that I did get going, which was pretty neat, is let me see here. Railroad and Co. So Railroad and Co is written to run in Windows, so that wouldn't run on a standard Raspberry Pi OS. Let me see. I'll close this up. So you can hear when I run it there, I say go, stop. Yeah. And one of the neat things is it also identifies the locomotives, because I have the DR5000 and the feedback is the DR5088RC, which has the railcom. So it'll tell you when there's which locomotives are in the blocks. If they have the railcom enabled, like you can see some of the blocks are red, but those are locomotives. I'll show you here, locomotives. See, a few of them, this one is down here. This is a railcom, these GMD railcom ESU decoders, but these other locomotives back here, they're running Broadway Limited Paragon 3, and the Paragon 3 doesn't transmit any railcom information, so it just shows up as the blocks being occupied. Okay, so let me see if I go back here. I'll try and start USA. Excuse me. Let me see, row and co. This I don't need. This I'll close. So TrainController 9. Demo. I just heard it click on the turn on the command station. Yeah, so there we go. It's telling me all my blocks that are occupied over here. The schedule, all that stuff. Down here in the corner, saying it's running COM port 3. Let me see if I move a locomotive in the block here. Yeah. Move another locomotive. Let's see. Yeah. So the thing I'm gonna be trying to add here is see if I can add the detection for identifying railcom and such. So just to let you know, I'm very impressed with the fact that now I'm running the JMRI and iTrain and now TrainController on a Raspberry Pi. So it's pretty neat. Let me close this program. We'll do a reboot from the beginning. Let's see how fast this test build. Start. Restart. I'm running, one of the things I did do is install a small SSD drive through a little enclosure, and so instead of running off the micro SD card on the Raspberry Pi, it's SSD drive through the, I believe it's the USB 2. So there's the Raspberry Pi logo, booting up. JMRI is pretty fast, also on the SSD drive if you're running native with the Linux or Raspberry Pi OS. That guy comes up pretty fast. Within 10 seconds you're up and going. Okay. One thing I might try and get going is to install TrainController in the startup folder. So once the computer gets going, it could just directly start up. So that's it. See, that's how long it took. If I start railroad and coal. There we go. And there we go. Jumps to full screen. Got my map and everything. So there you go. The other thing I've been playing around with is actually underneath the layout here. It might be hard to see, but I'm putting in a couple of tracks installed here, one there, and there will be one between that joint there. Let me see. So it's actually upside down. Let me see, pull it out. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to actually install a board here across from there to there. So basically I'm going to be having like a little shelf, and on that shelf I might move this little box here that I have for my signals, my track control panel and stuff. But one of the things I ordered was a let me see, an interface, a HDMI board interface for a monitor. Basically, I see this is a monitor from a old laptop there. I have a bunch of these broken laptops. So I took the monitor out. I think this is a 13-inch. And back here, there's a place to put the cable. So you can buy on eBay for like $24, $25 a little board. It's about 6 inches by 4 inches. You wire it up to there and give it power, and then it has a flat ribbon cable to go to the monitor here, and you end up having power on that board, HDMI, VGA, and I think a DVI. And so what happens is, what I'll be doing is I'll have a piece of wood, like again this tray from under here will come out, and I'll just take this monitor here, and you know, that'll be like down into the tray like that. I'll just you know, glue it down, hold it down, secure it, and so then when I can open here, I'll have because the Raspberry Pi is just a little bit further back there, so I'll connect the HDMI cable to this guy, and I'll have my screen will be down in here straight on. Little place for the mouse, since that screen is not a touch screen. So and then I'll be able to put whatever little you know, it'll only give me about a 1/2 inch clearance here if I put the board, because let me see if I take the track out. You see the track is here, the board would be under here, so it's giving me you know, from the bracket, where the bracket is here is 1/2 inch and stuff, maybe 3/4 of an inch, and so that guy should slide under. I can probably make it deeper, but it'll all work. So that's what's going on now in the layout. That control panels were all working properly. One thing I did change was when I select one of the routes here, if I take the another route over here, this is a line that goes, I guess, the branch line. Let me see if I take a locomotive and cause it to be occupied. Let's see. That's this track down here. Yeah. See, so what happens is it's hard to see, but those lights are blue. So as it takes the route to be occupied, like this route up here, I think it comes up down here too. Yeah, so let me put that locomotive just on that same area. Whoops. That would be this track here. See, this board is showing it as occupied. Let me see. But that's just red LEDs. If we go back to the other board, they're blue. So the train comes around in that area, it'll show me that branch line is blue instead of yellow if it's selected and occupied, because in this case the route is selected, and now in this case it's selected and occupied there, whereas the other ones, they're red and green are both on at the same time, which make it yellow. Like here I'll have some locomotives. In this case, you see here this route is red. If I select it, it goes to yellow because it's both red and yeah. I select that. Select this one, yeah, red and yellow. Yeah. So that's working all well. Anyway, thanks for listening. Bye bye.